Thank you for joining us for some additional information on how to submit your Corporate Caring Volunteer Week project online. If you do have any further questions, please do contact the Volunteer Center of the East Bay after viewing this video. Online submission can be quite simple if the project registration info checklist is completed prior to beginning. A copy of this project registration info checklist will be with the materials sent and also can be found on the Corporate Caring Volunteer Week page for nonprofits on the Volunteer Center of the East Bay's website shown here. If I scroll down a little bit, I'll see a whole bunch of information here, including the project registration information checklist. Here's a view of that checklist. The online registration process will be very simple if you have filled out all of this information in advance. The registration process will ask you for all of this information. Once you've completed the checklist, continue to log in to your page on our Volunteer Center of the East Bay website. For purposes of this video, we're going to assume that you already have a login for our website. If you don't, please contact us to register your organization. When adding a project, keep in mind that the system is fairly forgiving. We can edit projects and make corrections. For the most part, it's possible to make adjustments to existing projects. That is, until we've opened them up to the public. Once corporate teams have begun to sign up, changes to a project must be authorized by the Volunteer Center of the East Bay and Chevron. Once you've logged in, you're going to do virtually everything from this home page that says My Home at the top and has your agency name. For the purposes of this video, I'm logged in as the Know How Network. If I scroll down, there will be, once registration for projects is open, an icon right here to click on, and it will take you to a page that looks just like this. This page describes the event in a bit more detail, and then it has a link to project adding at the bottom. In general, the software does a lot of things for us, but it does tend to be a little bit screen heavy in that you have to enter through several screens while you're working with it, rather than having everything on one screen. Click on the Add a Project link. Here you'll be prompted to put in a title and a description of your project. These two questions at the bottom are very important. One is to limit to one time slot. The answer to this question should always be no. If you're going to have 8,000 time slots or one time slot, we always just want to answer this question no. The second question is email primary contact on sign up. This means that you'd like to receive an email every time someone signs up for your project. Keep in mind, even if you turn this feature on, that all Chevron registrations take place in a different system. This is very important to understand because this function only works for the non-Chevron participants. The only way to really know if you have signups for your project is through the updates that the Volunteer Center of the East Bay will be sending out to participating nonprofits. Each year for this event, we have at least one or two nonprofits that think they don't have anybody registered for their projects when in fact they're already filled by Chevron employees because they view this page and think it reflects all of the registrations. Continue to scroll down and answer all of the following questions as well. When you're designating the time that your project will take place, whether it will be indoors or outdoors. All of these things are information you've already considered and filled out on the project registration checklist. And then once you've reached the bottom, it will ask you for your primary contact information and your location of your project. If you don't have on this pull-down list, you will be prompted to add it later. The next page will bring you to the taxonomy. You can select these and try and answer these, but you may also bypass this screen entirely and continue without adding any taxonomy. It isn't particularly relevant when adding something for a special event on our site, but it is available should you choose to use it. Again, you can bypass it entirely. Once you're past that screen, it will take you to the Create Time Slot. You need to tell us what day of the week and time volunteers are needed. For this instance, I've selected the 21st of September from 6:30 to 7:45 a.m. Please do not use slot description. And then if I need 50 volunteers or 12 volunteers during that time frame, I will enter that number here. If I have a total of 15 openings for that time slot, I'll put 15 here. Finally, once I've entered the time slot, it will take me to this screen. This screen tells you that you've completed that one particular time slot. If you're going to be offering your project multiple times, you can add another time slot for that same project, or begin with another project and start a whole new project for Corporate Caring Volunteer Week. You can view your time slots again. You can look at your details of the project. You can edit the project if you'd like. And once you've submitted entirely and you've logged out of the website and you return, you may come back and see your project here by selecting the Events tab at any time. That's it. There you have it. Thanks for watching. We're happy to help with any issues or specific questions. We look forward to working with you for Chevron and Corporate Caring Volunteer Week.